In prior videos, you've seen our platform is built with templates and functions reflecting the menu structure pick, polish, and publish. You have seen at the top that you can easily choose templates and then edit them to create your own template. And then you will begin the process of publishing that template. In this video, I will guide you how the publication process takes place. There are two options. But first, let me explain how the menu structure is organized. What do you currently see in my templates? What's in playlists and on screens? I have now arrived at the page with my templates. I created some templates. And in these templates, you can see, for instance, the template's status. I can see what the name of the template is. And I see more information about this template on this information icon. In the earlier video, I created this new.nl video template, but I can see that this template has not yet been assigned to any screen or playlist. I will do that now, so keep watching. What else do you see here? You see it. What aspect ratio this video or template was made in. I can see how this template looks, so you can easily check if it is correct or contains errors. Alternatively, if the template's name is vague and does not reveal what it contains, I can edit the template again. I will return to the editor. I can indicate what actions sub-users can perform on this particular template. For instance, can a sub-user preview, edit, or delete the template, or not delete it? I can also duplicate the template. I can delete the template. You will naturally be asked, are you sure you want to delete this template? And the same applies to playlists and screens. At the top of the menu bar, you have a search function. You can search by name. You can filter by labels, and you can filter by category. So what type of template is it? You can also sort by name, last modified, or creation date. You will find a legend at the bottom of the bar. This legend displays if this template is currently in use or not. These color dots are visible for each template you create. And you can see that this template I just created is not yet in use and therefore not active. With this publication step, I would like to guide you in this video. You can publish in two ways. I will first show you one method and then the other. Publishing includes my templates, playlists, and screens. Playlists and screens. What you do is add a template to a playlist, which can be done by date and time. You also do the same for playlists to screens, adding them to a display. To explain this publication step, I will first go to screens. I'm currently at the screens menu on the display, and you can see that the structure of this page is almost the same as what you just saw with templates. Namely, you see the name of a screen. If you click on the info icon, you will see more information about this specific screen. You can see how many playlists have been added and how many templates are active. Additionally, you can see the aspect ratio of this screen and how many playlists are linked. You can see details under the screen name, where this screen is situated. And this location is also linked to the screen overview on the right side. At the moment you have included all locations. You can see in this area where your screens are positioned. What you can also do is preview. You can see which templates are currently playing. If a template is no longer active, you won't see it anymore. The added benefit is that the viewer on location does not see you clicking through your presentation. You can also edit a screen here again. You can add sub-users here just like you saw earlier. You can also reboot the screen, or you can duplicate the screen. And here you can see the legend again, with the color dots referring to the status of the screen. If there is active communication between the physical screen on site and the CMS, you will see this reflected in these dots. I will explain how publishing works in these videos, and first I will edit a screen. I am heading to a particular display where I intend to add a playlist. To do this, I click on the pencil icon of the specific screen. Then I find myself in the menu of this screen. So I see the name of the screen again, and I also see the playback settings of the screen. I can see what the transition is between templates to add even more dynamics to this screen, and the location as well. Below, you see some buttons. Here, you can add a playlist. You can modify the screen, such as applying the animation, and adjust the location too. That location refers back to the folder you saw on the right side of the screen overview. Below that, you see an overview of the playlists added to the screen, and they play in succession. I currently see 2 playlists here. Those playlists have templates in them. First, it plays template 1, then template 2. Once it has played through this entire playlist, it continues with the next playlist. Once all templates have played, you are then on the right side. From this overview, he begins anew. Certainly, it is all contingent on the planning options you have chosen. How can I add a playlist? Hit this button, and then I can include a playlist on this display. I choose the playlist I wish to add, and I also ensure that I apply planning settings. In other terms, this playlist has a beginning and an end date, and it must also play daily. So I can easily say, play this playlist beginning on May 1st through May 30th. And I also want to ensure that it does not play every day during this period, but is only shown on, say, Tuesday and Thursday. You can make that very specific, and you will notice the same when you add a template to a playlist. The sole difference is the override feature. When is the override option useful? In this example, I will assume that you are at school and have an open day. That open day is on, let's say, May 10th at 6 in the evening, up to 10 in the evening. What I need is for the playlist I plan to schedule, information that is relevant for that open day, and therefore all other templates are superseded that would typically be active. You have your regular info and announcements. For example, your schedule information that is relevant at that moment, but I only want to show information for that open day. I have specified that the open day will take place on May 10th at 6 in the evening, from May 10th to 10 in the evening. I will then select the override option. This means that this playlist will sit on top of the others. This means you don't need to disable the other playlists to display only this one. By using this option, you make sure it sits above the others. Once the end date and end time have passed, it will naturally continue with your normal playlist. How do you know this playlist includes an override option? The asterisk indicates it. You can also see that it is planned for the future. This star indicates that it has an override feature. I have added a playlist to the screen now. You will therefore repeat that same step to add a template to a playlist. Publishing includes adding templates to playlists and also adding playlists to screens. If you have already ensured that the playlist has been added to a screen, you can of course skip that step. To add a template to a playlist, you do it almost exactly the same way as adding a playlist to a screen. What you are going to do is go to your overview of playlists, And here too, you will see all the same options in the menu that are relevant for playlists. In this case, you will see the legend dots reappear that are visible at the bottom. Playlist name. Clicking the eye icon shows you which screens this has been added to. You can see the ratio of the screen and how many templates are in this playlist. On the right side, the familiar icons will show up again. How do you add a template? You press the specific pencil icon. You will see an overview of your existing templates in this playlist and also in what order these templates are arranged. And then you press the button at the top here. New template. I have included the template in this playlist from an earlier video. I select this one and you see it gets a black outline. But you can also see that this template is dynamic because it contains a video, and the video is dynamic content, especially for this link. Feel free to include an additional template. And here you have the option to specify the display duration in seconds. Thus, you determine how long this template stays on screen and how it should impact your viewer. I will configure it to run for about 12 seconds. Additionally, you can apply the scheduling settings for this template. When should it appear? When is this information that I want to show current? You can uncheck it. You'll see the same options as before with the lists. You can fill in a start and end date. You can determine if it repeats on an annual basis. You can also specify which days during this time period it should be displayed. This has many perks, of course, but the most important thing is that you are always current and relevant for your viewer. When it is added, it will show up in this overview of the playlist, meaning you have successfully added a template to a playlist. Return briefly to the overview. This was step 1 to publish, so you add a playlist within screens. And you add templates to playlists. Both can be scheduled for date and time and at times of the day. Do you want to do this faster? You can. We have the option to publish quickly within playlists and templates. What does this feature do? This feature shows you in a pop-up menu the same content as what you just completed. You will see your playlists all in one overview. Your screens too, and the scheduling settings will also be visible here. The benefit is that you can see everything in one pop-up menu. Additionally, you can select multiple playlists at the same time. This provides benefits, especially if you've made templates quickly, and then publish them just as fast as you made them. For example, you can arrange these in a different order. You can tick multiple screens at once, and you can use those scheduling settings too. Remember that in this menu, everything you choose here, and also select here, you'll have the same scheduling settings. What you can certainly do is still do it one by one this way, by only selecting one playlist in this case. Then you'll see the scheduling settings for this specific part being configured, and you'll repeat that step if you want to plan more. I'll show you the same thing with my templates. Here is the same button again. Quick Publish. You can see the overview of my templates. In the middle, the playlists, and on the right side you see back what those scheduling settings are. It's the same process here. If I choose more here, I can set them in a different order as I prefer. I can also add which playlist these templates should have. It can be more or it can be one. So keep that in mind again. Everything you select here will inherit the same scheduling settings. When I publish and I want it to be visible at the entrance, I enter this information despite it being a dynamic template. 20 seconds. You can also see below that some templates are dynamic and determine their own duration. I keep playback always on, and then I press publish. After that, the template is published quickly, and I also receive a confirmation above that the template has been published. After a moment, you will also see at the information icon that this template has been added to the playlist I just selected. But since this playlist has not yet been added to a screen, this template isn't playing. You can see this reflected in the dot for this template. With all the info streams, you can easily see if a template is published and if it is truly visible on a screen. This was a tutorial video on publishing. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on our platform.